Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for coming to another episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. Man, just welcome back. I love this opportunity to actually get to speak to this man. But today's episode, it's kind of funny. It's called Back to the Future. We're going back to the future, guys. That's right. I want you to think about this. Let that marinate for a second. And on today's episode, what we're going to be discussing is exactly that. This is going to be no fluff. We're going to take the mask off. We're going to talk about leadership, and we're going to talk about the industry. One of the oldest industries in the world is undergoing some of the biggest shifts that we've seen in decades, all the way from AI to automation to digital client experiences to the way agents are being trained and paid, guys. Trained and paid. The whole landscape has been evolving in a very fast pace. And today, I'm going to be accompanied by none other than Miami's finest. I like to call him the kingpin of insurance down in Miami. Okay, down. You heard my accent, Miami. Sorry, Miami. I'm going to try to change that. None other than Mr. Mark Toroli. I want to thank you, sir, for joining me. And you have been labeled now by the show as a friend of the family. You're a friend of the entrepreneur, unapologetic entrepreneur family. Because you've been here more than 2 times. We got another family member that's going to show up maybe in the next 2 weeks that actually called me saying he wants to come back. So, guys, we got friends of the family here, and we're going to have a good conversation. Mr. Mark Toroli, why don't you just say hi to the people first before we get started?
Hey, look, man, Leo, thank you for having me on this wonderful platform, this podcast. And I want to say, everyone, happy Friday to everyone that's watching live right now. And if this is a replay, you know, you tune into the right one. This is a great show right here. So I'm excited for you.
All right, thank you. So today we're going to be discussing. We're going back to the future, it's been a lot. Last week we had the Godfather from Experior. The week before that we had the CEO and founder of Experior and CEO of AOG and Experior. I mean, we're doing big things. We are exposing entrepreneurship, but we've been talking a lot about insurance. So I wanted to keep the theme for October just to enlighten people, and I wanted to get your mindset on certain things. So I hope you don't mind being under the gun. And you guys know, friends of the friends, all of you watching, you know that you're more than welcome to ask questions to either myself or Mr. Mark Toroli, also known as Coach. Feel free to ask questions. I'll post them, and we'll get you your answers. But I have a question for you, sir. And it's one that
so let me real quick. I'm sorry, hold on. You know, I do not mind being in a hot seat. And send all the smoke my way. Come on, ask all the tough questions So I don't mind. Come on, let's do this. I'm ready.
Okay, okay. We just got to, this is simple. This warm up. Mark, if you had to describe where the insurance industry is heading in one word, what would it be and why?
Okay, now that's a great question. Now, the insurance industry for whom?
Let's say for agents. That's even better. For agents, for people that are serving other people, agents, leaders, organizations. What would be
All
that
right,
one word?
I would say scary.
Ooh, why would you say that? Oh, let's go
Because
deeper on that.
if you're not in the right position and the right, if you're not in the right with the right organization right now, I feel you, and the future will be scary. If you are in the right place, it's still scary because you're going to have a lifestyle, a world that only you could only dreamed of. So I would say scary.
All right, I'm going to add a part B to that. When you said if you're not in the right organization, let's give some background. You've been in the insurance industry for about 15 years, right? Am I correct in that?
Yes, yes,
You
yes,
made multiple six figures, broke into seven figures in this business. So
yes.
when you say that scary, you're coming from a different perspective. What do you mean if you're not in the right position? Can you tell us what some of the wrong positions might be so we can determine? Because there's a lot of people that watch the playbacks, and I would like them to understand the difference between good position and bad position because they don't even know a position. So what do you mean
Yes.
by bad position?
When a lot of times when insurance agents get licensed, their main concern is with the contract, my commission. Once you start gaining business acumen and understand the industry, you're going to understand that that's nothing. That's nothing. That's like learning your ABCs compared to geometry in this
Mm.
industry. You worry about commissions and contracts is learning your ABCs geometry. Let me say that again. That's just like learning your alphabet. That's how basic and how minute that comes to the industry. As I learned, it's way more important things than that could catapult you to a better future for you and your legacy and your team. You need to look for ownership. You need to start looking for equity. You need to start being around the right people that's moving the way. I said the right people. I didn't say the people that you like. I said the
Mm.
right people that's moving the right way. So I noticed in this industry, a lot of people remain and stay stuck. And I'm going to use this analogy for a lot of people. There's a boiling frog analogy where if you put a boiling frog in the hot water, it's going to jump. But if you put the frog in the water and you start increasing the temperature, it's not going to jump because it has gotten so used to that warm water. A lot of agents right now are so used to not having ownership. They are so used to not having equity. They are so used to working with people that they like versus working with somebody that could put them in position and cut their future. Question.
Mm. That was good. That was good. Woo. Okay, and that was, man, that was supposed to be a simple one. Okay. Okay. I like that. Thank you. Thank you. I got another one for you. What major shifts do you think will define the next 5 years? Technology, regulation, customer behavior, or leadership?
Say that again.
Oh, it's right on the screen for you. What major shifts do you think will define the next 5 years? Technology, regulation, customer behavior, or leadership?
I got to pick one, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Yeah, which one do
There's
you prefer
there's
the
only
most?
one that really matters is leadership.
Leadership. So out of
Yes.
technology, regulation, customer behavior, you feel leadership would take it all.
Yeah, let me tell you why. Because with the right things are going to happen.
Mm.
with the right leadership, everything else is going to be a domino effect. You can't have technology and not have leadership. Because guess what? Technology with no leadership is not going to happen. You don't have a doer. Regulation, because I can't remember what it was before, but consumer regulation, that's irrelevant. Everything starts and ends on leadership. The leadership is what makes everything happen. Let's talk about Tesla. A lot of people had these ideas. They had the technology. They understood regulation. They understood customer behavior. But guess what? They didn't have the right leadership. And Elon, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years, and said, you know what? I got the right leadership. I'm going to make it help. I would say leadership.
Okay, that's a good perspective. I like that. We got some people saying technology, but you just combated that. Let's see. Let's go to a comment.
Everybody got technology. Yes, everybody got technology. Technology becomes a dime a dozen, not leadership.
Okay, we got MD Williams saying yes, like that. Facts. I want to say what's going on to Ashwin. Thank you for joining us. We got a Limitless. We got MD Williams, Michelle. That's Michelle.
That's Michelle.
Yeah, hey, Michelle. Hey, guys say hi. Shadira saying hello. She's here. All right. Okay. You guys got to say hello in the comments for me to be able to post them. But we got other questions here. And Coach, you can always interject as well. This is an open forum. Now, here's another one for you. How do you see technology, especially, oh God, AI and automation, impacting the human side of this business?
That's my nerd questions, man. These green questions. How do you see technology, especially AI and automation, impacting the human side of the business? Well, let me tell you something. I'll say this because there were a couple of companies that tried to come and replace insurance agents. I'm gonna tell you this. That's one thing that's not going to happen. There's no technology or no AI that's going to replace human behavior. Insurance still needs to be sold to the consumers. People still need that human side in order to communicate with people. AI can't ask you how you feel. So this is one of the reasons why I tell people that our industry is recession proof, because it's going to be very challenging to replace me and you.
The understanding and the empathy is going to be missing between AI. AI has no feelings. So
absolutely,
I get it. It needs empathy, something to agree with you, someone to be able to relate to the human touch.
Right.
And AI, at the end of the day, is technology. And thank God technology sometimes breaks down. It is not going to break down today, though.
No.
Okay. Let me see if anybody's got and Takira added something that's very important. I think
what Takira got?
She said, and let's not forget, you need a license to sell. AI cannot get a license. Oh, that was a good point. That's a good point. We got some other points. It's not doable. Insurance is personal.
Very much so.
All right. Miss Dada wanted to say hello. Hey, Miss Dada.
What's up?
Don't forget, guys, we can ask any questions. He loves the hot seat and he loves the smoke. I got some stuff that's making him.
Bring the smoke. Come on.
I want his opinions on.
I'm here for it. Come on. Let's
How do you personally? There's a good one about what you do, sir. How do you personally mentor and develop agents to think beyond quick wins? The microwave mentality. How do you personally mentor and develop agents to think past that? This is a vision question.
So yeah, this is a great question. So you have to ask yourself, what does the outcome look like? Before the quick wins are great, but it's all about the consistent win. How long can you win for? So it's all about preparation. What are you doing to get these wins? Now, when you say quick wins, what is a quick win? Quick win is an agent, prospecting agent, getting a policy. But quick wins come a diamond. Like I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep saying it. A diamond doesn't. It's all about consistent. How long can you continue getting these wins? And when you're not winning, how does that affect you? You cannot celebrate. You cannot get too high on your wins. And you cannot get too low on your learning. I ain't gonna say loss. I'm gonna say learning. Your character building days. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say losing, because we don't lose. We learn. So you have to be an even kill. Don't get too excited, but at the same time, don't be satisfied.
Okay. That's so basically you got to live in this gray area. So you're basically saying stay within your vision. So how do you that's a good thought for me right now. So how do you have people see your vision? Because you got to cast a vision for people to actually have something to hold on to. So you got your why that pulls you.
Yes.
We all know motivation pushes you, but that vision that you cast, I got to believe in that vision as an agent. I got to believe in that vision that I fit in it. How do you crystallize that vision for me?
That's an amazing question. So my vision is not important. It's what you want. So I'm going to ask you my vision, what I see, what I'm dreaming about, and then I'm going to ask you, what do you want? What do you dream about? But Leo, let me tell you what I learned in the last 15 years. A lot of people stop dreaming. A lot of people don't know what to think. And sometimes I have to be the proof that they need. Because let me tell you a story. When I bought my house, my first house, and one of my buddies, he said, I want to surprise you. I want to show you something. This was 6 months after I bought my house. He showed me his house. His house had a lake in the backyard. I'm like, wow. And the way his staircase was built, and he made a comment like, hey, look, when your son graduates from high school, he could come and take pictures here on my staircase. I'm like, wow, he painted a vision. He gave me a vision for me to see. Guess what I did, Leo, 6 months later? I bought another house with a lake in the back, had an amazing staircase, and I put a pool in the backyard. And guess where my son took his pictures at for graduation? In my house. My friend, he's a business owner too. He casted a vision for me to see. And I was not even thinking that far. And now, guess what? My next vision is having a home on the intercoastal on the weekend. So sometimes people don't have a vision. We have to do a good job of painting that picture and showing them, hey, look, if you do this, this is what you need to do right here. If you do this, you could get this. But are you willing to do the in-between things? Are you willing to go through the challenges? Are you ready to transform into the future you in order to get what you want? You know, a lot of, Leo, let me tell you this. That's why I love the title, Back to the Future. A lot of people always come to people and say, hey, Leo, hey, what would you do? What would you say to your younger self? If you was 10 years young, what would you say? I don't think in the past no more, Leo. I think in the future. I think, okay, you know what? What will my future self in 15, 20 years be doing? How I would be thinking? How I would be moving? And then I tell the agent, what would your future self tell you to do right now in this situation? What type of car, what type of house, what type of trip would your future self want for you? Are you doing everything right now that your future self would want you to do? That's the type of questions we need to ask ourselves.
That's, man, you got some good perspective there, man. I like this feeling right here. Guys, don't forget to get involved if you like. I got some questions here for the one and only, but we're gonna get into disruption soon. So I'm warming you up. Let's get to this one. All right. We're seeing a lot of people entering the industry for short-term gain rather than long-term impact. Very true. It's a revolving door. It's been like this for a little while, but it's getting really bad. What do you think the future agents need to look like to survive and thrive?
So this is why I always tell agents, because the short term, you know what they're doing with the short term thinkers? They're going to the gas station and they have a license to print money and they're doing scratch offs. What if I told you you have a lottery ticket, but you need to wait? Don't go in the store and get these scratch offs. Wait 2 to 3 years and you could cash this lottery ticket in. That's what I would tell them. Now, what do you think the future agent need to look like to survive and thrive? I think they need to look like their future self. They need to act like and look like business owners. They need to think like entrepreneurs. This is why self-development and proximity is very important. It'll be to making $500 million a year if I'm not surrounded around people who's making $500 million a year, Leo. But guess what? If I'm surrounded myself in proximity around these people, I'm the next one. I'm the fifth one. If I'm surrounded myself with 4 people that's making $1 billion a year, guess what? I'm going to be the 5th one. It's just going to take a little bit of time because I'm adapting their philosophy. That's the most important thing, is believing in yourself and having the philosophy of somebody that's successful already.
So proximity, break that down a little more.
Hanging around the right circle. So, Leo, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How you get? So sometimes you need to pay. You need to pay in order to play. Because let me tell you, Leo, I don't let anybody. I'm sorry that want to be associated with me, but because my future self won't allow that to happen. So guess what I had to do? I had to pay. Go to masterminds, pay tens and $20,000 to be around successful people and pick their brain. Not only picking their brain, I have to go there and give them value too. And it has to be a change. But a lot of people come in this business, they just give me. No. This is why it's so important to have to read books. When I go to these mastermind, Leo, I'm pointing to people too. I'm giving them insight, especially that book I read, The Blue Ocean Strategy. I'm talking to these people that's making, I'm telling you, they're making $2-3 billion a year. And I always use something from Blue Ocean Strategy and it gets their attention. And guess what? You know what? We need to exchange information. If you need anything, talk. But my attention is there. I'm coming to network and get to know more people. I'm not going to take. I'm going for a fair exchange. That's how you change. But to go back to your question, proximity, how you get there? You have to go to the masterminds, go to the free networks that's happening in your city. If you go to Eventbrite, you'll find them. Or if you're an entrepreneur already, find someone that's doing exactly what you want to do and take them out to lunch, and you pay for it.
Okay.
You should be paying, not your mentor. You should, not your mentor. A lot of mentors don't want mentees because every time they go out, the mentee expect the mentor, the sensei, to pay for it. That's a hack right there. I paid for a lot of dinners and lunch when I first started this industry.
I love picking the brain of the greats. I like what I got. I like this comment. I've heard it. It's been a while. If you can't change your friends, then change your friends.
So,
that's a good comment.
Let me tell you, Leo, I remember when people have these New Year's resolution. Oh, I'm gonna cut this person off. I ain't cutting nobody off. I want all these people to see my success, and they're gonna end up cutting themselves off because they're gonna be uncomfortable around me. So you let people hang and drive for themselves. You don't just cut people off because you never know when you're gonna need somebody, or you never know when they're gonna need you. So don't cut them off. Just keep being you and allow the universe to work its magic and allow them to up to whoever you are to evolve, or they're just going to be left from the wayside.
That's good stuff right here. We're going to talk disruption now. We're going to talk disruption. Some say traditional insurance is dying. Others say it's being reborn. What side are you on? Is it dying or is it being reborn?
What is traditional insurance?
I would say traditional insurance, the industry. Some people saying it's dying. It's like, you got the same old companies doing the same thing. And then you got people just copying other companies and just rewashing the name. So is it dying or is it being reborn?
I think it's being reborn. I think it's evolving, because let me tell you, I'll tell you this, be honest with you. Before I got in the industry, even you went on social media, you knew my insurance. Nobody want to have a conversation about insurance. For the fact that people are making fun again, people are using different concepts, and people are they're educating a lot better. I would say this is a great thing, and it's being reborn. And that's good for and that's good for our industry, because that means that more people are making more money as far as agents, and that means that people are being more protected. More people are being more protected. That means that the people are eliminating GoFundMes. That means people are retiring tax-free without having paid all these penalties. So it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing. I think it's being reborn.
Yeah, it's really filtering out the people that don't belong. That goes back to that question about the revolving door. I think people are trying to get in and take advantage of it. I mean, insurance makes the most millionaires when it comes to entrepreneurship yearly. It's one of the highest out there when it comes to quote unquote sales. I like to say educate, but it is what it is. So I think it's being reborn as well. So I'm with that one. But here's what I want. I want the people to know, because I watch your post. A lot of people watch your post, but now I'm going to be able to have you in the hot seat answering the question so people hear it straight from the horse's mouth. You've made enough money. Why are you here? What is your purpose in being in the insurance industry? I mean, I'm sure you invested, done a bunch of things. People don't need to know to know. I don't need to know the facts, but I'm curious, what is your purpose? What is your why now? Because your why now is not the same it was 15 years ago.
We have to pay it forward. Let me tell y'all something. I climbed the ladder. The ladder had all type of nails on it. It was rusty. It left me with blisters on my hands. Guess what? I want to send a rope back. I want to send an elevator back. I want to give the blue faster and much easier, because if I could show you all and everyone else how to do this even faster and better, guess what? That means that more people are being protected. That's what's important. We have to give back, because someone would have came to my high school and told me that you don't have to be a football player, you don't have to be an artist, you don't have to be a rapper in order to be successful. You don't have to be a doctor or lawyer. And that's why I and a lot of us continue to do this, because we're looking for younger versions of ourselves in the community. That's people that just dream about a certain lifestyle, but only think that you can have a certain amount of education and a certain amount of degrees in order to achieve that, and that's not the case. And people always say you work, the more successful you become. I don't agree with that. I think you have to work hard and smart, because if that was the case, the construction worker would be a billionaire by now, or the janitor, or the person that creates the railroads. So we have to think smart, not just harder.
Is the industry made for anyone? Can anybody do this?
No, anybody can't do this. You have to have a passion to love and like people. You have to want to see people do better, and you have to want to educate others. So that's not everybody.
So I would, there's a partner of ours that said, and this is a famous quote, many are called and few are chosen. That really stuck to me. Many are called, but few are chosen. So here we're getting to the meat and potatoes now. Let's see if we got any questions here. No, we got some comments, so I keep posting the comments up. But what do you think legacy companies and new players are both getting wrong right now in the business? Oh, I got an opinion on that one. What are they getting wrong at this point in time?
What is legacy companies? I don't know what that means. What is that?
Well, let's say IMOs. What are they getting wrong
Okay.
right now? Let's say agents. What are agents getting wrong right now when it comes to insurance? Because it's talking about IMOs and new agents. What are they getting wrong? In your opinion, there's an opinion in the question. What are they getting
Right.
wrong right now?
They think they're looking for scratch offs and not trying to cash in the lottery ticket. They're thinking short term. They're thinking about just being able to buy that house and then go back home and get a degree and thinking that life is going to be all good. No, this career that we have, that we do, this is a true career. This is a true business. This is a true franchise, and I think that's what they're getting wrong. They don't understand the magnitude, the freedom, and the legacy that comes with getting your license. I think that's what they're getting wrong. They don't understand the longevity and the freedom to this.
Okay. You know what? I think it's a short-term goal, that popcorn mentality. I think that everybody's coming in to take some money and go, and they still are keeping
Yeah,
their
scratch
mindset of the old.
offs. Yeah,
Yeah, scratch off. So
right.
just to give a definition, they're thinking of the short-term goal. I think people are getting into the insurance industry and saying, I'm going to take my money, cash cow, build something else. When this is over, I got that. And they don't realize that the insurance industry actually now, more than ever, has actually created an end game that continues to pass down legacies. And I think that they're not doing their research. Too much contract hopping. My opinion, the
Well,
last 5 years, a lot of contract.
that's the thing now, Leo. A lot of companies don't have an end game. So how can you see something that's not don't exist for you?
Because you got to listen and have your ears to the pavement instead of just hear.
Oh,
People are hearing noise, but they're not
open-minded.
listening.
You got to be open-minded.
The business is
Okay.
open.
Okay.
Yeah, look at this, having a conversation. Oh, we got Taurus Williams with stepping in with a first question from the crowd. From your perspective, what's the biggest mindset or skill gap that holds most licensed agents back from scaling their business? And what habits separate the top performers from the rest? Oh, I like that.
That's an amazing question. I would say procrastination is the biggest hurdle for most agents, and I would say belief and trust. If I can add that, I think those things. If you could trust the person that's mentoring you, or trust the system faster, and believe faster, and not waste any time. Because remember, the pavement is already cemented. It already has cement on it. What you guys are trying to do, y'all trying to find a way how to fly instead of just walking on the pavement. Once trying to figure out how to recreate the wheel and just drive. We'll create the wheel later, but let's get to at least get on top of the mountain first, then try to create the wheel. But why would you try to recreate a wheel and you didn't even drive yet? You didn't even put the car in drive yet. So I think that's what the biggest hurdle and the biggest thing, the biggest gap that's hurting a lot of agents is procrastination, trust, and belief.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Belief is one of the biggest ones, because you can only make as much as you really believe in, and
Right.
scaling, you can only help as many people as you really believe you can help. The habits
Right.
is not evolving and changing to good habits. So you got people that don't change their habits. When you get into this business, I feel that, especially if it's if whatever business, you have to add new habits, new business, new habits.
So
The
can I
old
add to
person
that?
cannot survive in the old. The old person cannot survive in the new. Yes, sir.
He said, what habits?
Mhm.
Schedule. Creating the same way you work hard at your 9 to 5, the same way you didn't take no breaks, and the same way you listen and communicate it. That's what you want to continue to do. Don't overthink it.
Okay. Uh-oh. We hear this question a lot. Oof. If you could go back in time, you just answered that before, back in time to start your career, knowing what you know now, what would you do differently? And how can a new entrepreneur apply that same action today?
Go back in time. Okay, what I would do, I would believe faster. I would believe in the system. I would believe in myself, and I would do exactly what I was asked to do. Especially the person who was already a little bit more successful than me. That's what I would do. I would believe more in myself and the system. Oh, let me see what else. Knowing what you know now, what is different, and how can new entrepreneurs apply that today. Believe faster. Believe in yourself. Burn the bridge fast. Okay, burn the bridge faster. That's what I would do. If you have a 9 to 5, burn it faster. Not only burn the bridge, but burn the boats. One of the things I did, I gave up. I was an electrician. I gave up my license. I allowed it to lapse, and I worked so hard to pass that test, and I had to. When things got hard for me, I knew I had a bridge to walk over and go to my normal living. But I had to make a decision. Say, you know what? Do I want this or do I want this? Because when things get rough, I can't go back here. No. Just keep going. Just keep going. Burn that bridge in that boat. Everybody have their own bridge and their own boats.
Oh, so believe is yours. Mine would be mad. Get mad. Make a decision much faster. Um, I think the industry time doesn't forgive anyone. Time don't forgive anyone. And once I saw it, I still kept the net. And that net is what made me feel too safe. Um, I think I would have just gotten mad a lot faster and believed in myself, my capabilities, what I was able to do. I mean, I did it educational wise. Why not business? I think those little echoes in the back of your mind from family and not ever being an entrepreneur, not seeing it firsthand in my life, and being around so many positive people was a little like, what is this? It was like, is this like Stepford Wives? Like all these people are programmed to be nice. So it changed. You really have to have trust in yourself. And I think they were trying to ask you that. And they said, scratch that. Ezra said, scratch that because it was asked. But he does have another one. Ezra says, what is the main activity you prioritize in your day? Oh, God.
Oh, that's a great
What is the
question.
main activity you prioritize in your day?
The main activity I prioritize in my day is making sure that I do 150 to 200 connects. I will not go to bed until that is complete. When I say connects, I mean have them, show them from what I do to knowing what I do to knowing what I do. Let them get to know me. That's my priority every day, except Sunday sometimes. Sunday might be 50. Depends on what I got going on.
Depends. That's
Yeah,
your
I might.
business one. And I'm glad you attacked business wise. Mine is to serve the agents, but my first priority is to inject more belief in myself. And I start my day as positive as possible, man. I put the armor on, go through my routine. I have a routine where I have devotionals, positive reads, writes. 3 days a week, I go to the gym to get my mind right. Those are priorities for me. It might not sound like a big thing, but it's what calibrates me to get ready for what the days to come. And then after that is whatever is needed from agents and clients. That's literally my priority.
Oh,
Whatever is needed.
let me ask you this, Leo.
Yeah.
It done automatically, or that's something that you have to think intentionally to do complete?
That's already programmed. It
Okay,
started something I had to think about, but now it's just like wake up and it's like brushing your teeth. I always brush with
right.
my right
So
hand. Like, you know what
right.
I mean?
So that this yeah. So that's like I don't think the question is like what you like. Your main priority is brushing your teeth. It is. That is
Yeah.
just so you know. But so
Okay.
what activity when it comes to this business so we can help other people? What would that be? Besides belief, the belief is great.
I like that. My first priority is to I look at my calendar, man. I rock around my calendar, but it's to help whoever. My first priority is to check in with what's going on with the agents, because for me, I think it starts with the agents to go into the clients. If the agents are, if their temperature is off, then they're not going to be able to help other people. Then after I take care of agents, I take care of clients, and then lastly, I know this is in crazy order, right? Because I already did the routine stuff. I already took care of myself. So then I go back to taking care of myself again, which is my main priorities, which is personal life, family, whatever, whoever I got to get in touch with. But if I had to say my main one priority every day is to check on the agents, and you never know because sometimes some agents are running, some agents are not. So you want to make sure that the morale is going. That's what we do through morning mentorship, And I think it's important to get your mind right. So that's my main priority because if the mind works, everything else is going to work fluidly.
So Leo, let me, because a lot of times people have the same priorities as you, but they're pouring from an empty cup. Do you think that's draining? Do you think that could be sabotage?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't pour from an empty cup. Nothing comes out but hot air. So at the end of the day, I always look to get poured into. I believe that you have to be a student first, then a teacher. So I'm
Mm,
always looking to be poured on, and me being poured on is not always through mentorship, but that's where it starts. Sometimes I'm
right.
poured on by client, by agents, and you know what? The magic happens when the clients actually pour to you. Because here's one thing I sincerely believe: everybody has wisdom. Everybody has wisdom. Everybody has wisdom. Children have wisdom. As a matter of fact, some of the children around you have more wisdom than adults. Everybody has wisdom to offer. It's for you to see that wisdom, just like it's for you to see the opportunity. Not everybody can see the opportunity. Not everybody can see the vision. So I feel that it starts with with your vision, what you want to see. So I hope that answers that. But yeah, that's where it's at for me. Look at that. The tables turn. How did that happen? Talk about running. Talk about running with the group versus doing this business solo. Okay, there's one for you.
That's a great
Ezra wants to
question,
know if you can talk about
man.
working in an
Okay,
organization as opposed to working
so
solo.
I had an idea that I want to do a skit for with Ezra, with you, with August, when y'all come down when it comes to basketball. So I'm gonna give it to you right now. I want you guys to imagine this. Because I think Leo, you're probably the best player on our team when it comes to basketball. You probably, allegedly, I heard you play basketball. So that's like you playing against me, right? You beating me, right? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Israel. I'm gonna call Omar. I'm gonna call Gabe. I'm gonna call Raheem. I'm gonna call August. I'm gonna call Takira. I'm gonna call Olympic to go against you. Who you think gonna win now?
That's
Even
like
though
the
you're the
question.
best.
That's
Who,
like the question. The Knicks will always beat
who's,
Michael Jordan.
huh?
I said the
That's
Knicks will always beat Michael Jordan. It's 5 against 1.
exactly right. So a lot of times when you're running the business solo, you're gonna run out of gas, right? I want you to think about this because we all don't have great days every day. How long can you have a great day? And this is what turned my mindset into running a true business versus becoming a personal producer. Because Ezra asked a great question, doing this business solo. I was doing this business solo for a long time. I was the top producer of the company many, many times, right? But how about when I wanted to go take my wife to a museum in Barbados? What happens? The income stops until I come back. But me running a business, I could go to Italy for a year and I would still rise in bonuses. So I think a lot of people need to stop. I'm sorry, they need to stop thinking as a solopreneur or solo and running a business solo and start thinking about building an organization and scaling because you're not going to be you forever.
Mm, that's true. That being alone is exactly what the word says. Alone, lonely. Eventually,
Right.
it's gonna give in. And I firmly believe this statement, whether it's business or life, no one was meant to do anything alone. Like the only
And,
thing you were done alone is born and die. Everything in
and all,
between
yeah.
involves people. That's
And
my
Leo,
opinion.
that's I like that. What you just said. You just remind me of something. It's hard to catch fire or stay on fire if you're the only charcoal out of the pit. If you get close enough to the
Mm,
pit, that's where the team is at. That's where all the magic happens. That's where all the fire is happening. And you get close enough, you're gonna not only gonna catch fire, but you're gonna stay fired up.
I like that one. I like that analogy. I love when people talk in pictures. Oh, Natasha, what would you say? What would you tell a new agent who is new on board restarting their business? I'm not sure where you're going with, but I think I know what you're saying. So I'll probably put in the frame of mind for a coach to answer. So, what would you tell a new agent that wants to restart their business, basically coming back brand new? Uh, you can't stay lit if you're not plugged in. So basically, in depending where you are, you got to stick. Like Coach just said, you got to be that cold that's close. So you got to commit. Um, when I
That
started my
burn that
journey
bridge. That
all
yeah.
over, when I started my journey was blind commitment, blind faith, and that's the way it would work out. And then through that blind commitment, you start to fit in where you get in. I mean, you get in where you fit in. It starts to work out for you. So that's my advice. I don't know where you're at with
So
that, Coach.
so what I would say, change proximity, because you're restarting for a reason. That means that you're not close enough to that charcoal. You're not close enough to the barbecue pit to stay lit up. So that means if you're restarting, make sure you change your environment. Make sure you're communicating with the right people consistently, not one or two. You know how I don't know. I'm gonna show my age right now. Remember how T-Mobile had your favorite five? Remember how MySpace had your top five people that you communicate with? Those people have to be in this industry and have to be a little bit more successful than you are already. And they need to be they need to be on the top of your text messaging. And if they're not, guess what? You're gonna be all over again every year, every quarter, every decade. And to prevent that from happening, you need to be communicating and change your circle.
Mm. Oh, I think the questions
And
from
burn
the field.
and burn the bridge and burn the boat. Burn that bridge or boat that caused you to leave the first time.
Mm.
Because you're gonna go back if it's not burnt. I'm just saying. And so Leo, and your guests, a bridge and boat could be human beings. It don't have to be just it's a noun.
Mm. Person, place, or thing, for those of you that don't know what that means. So this is my last question. What's one piece of advice you'll give someone entering the insurance industry in 2025? And I would add to that, because it is a different year. There are a lot of different options out there. Like you said, once upon a time, there was nobody saying they're even an insurance agent online. And right now, you got people that are cooks saying they're cooks and insurance agents, real estate and insurance agents. You got insurance agents everywhere. Some people are better
Right.
than others, some are secret agents. But what would you tell somebody that's coming into the business right now? Let's say your son says, Dad, I want to go into the insurance industry. What you got for me?
I would tell them look for the right company that has an equity plan, that has a retirement plan specific for your end game, and then find someone that's already successful doing exactly what you want to accomplish, and make best friends with them immediately. Don't waste time.
I think my mentor told me make friends before you need them, something like that. I don't know. It's weird. I
Oh,
heard that
there we
before.
go. Yes, number one rule: make friends before you need them.
That's
That's
interesting.
what I. That's
That's
what
a
I
good
would say.
question right there.
Yeah, that advice I would get. Look for equity
I would say
because,
be
look, Leo. Every company has comp bonuses, but not every company is giving true ownership and equity. Not all companies are built the same now. So that's what you need to look for, son. Because in 10, 15,
and
because you could be a, you could,
all the
because you could
companies
be,
have the same
you could be,
barrier.
Yeah, you can do a true exit in 10 years now. You don't have to wait 40 years for an exit. Here, I mean, yeah, where we at now, we have the true exit here. So we good. We all set.
That makes sense. So yeah, end game is big because I worked really hard, and I was thinking, what am I gonna do? You could only recruit so much and hope that your team stays intact until you're 80, 85. And then are you really building something that's gonna be handed down? Can you hand that down? Because you can't guarantee that it's even gonna exist. So
Right.
what can you hand down? So it's interesting the direction that IMOs and industry is taking right now. I would tell them that. I would definitely tell them about an end game because you will burn the tires off your car eventually. Also, I like what you said about mentorship, but when you look for mentorship, look for what you need, not what you like.
Oh,
I really
powerful.
like that.
Yeah.
Look for what you need in mentorship, not what you like, because it's real easy to attach to people you like. That's easy.
Mm.
But a lot of times, people you don't like are the people that are going to mentor you best. Just like the people that don't believe in you, half the time are the people that love you. It's so strange the way the world is. So look for what you need, not what you like when it comes to mentorship. And lastly, really commit. Um, not just do it, but commit to it because you got to get through the rough patch to actually see the light. You got to go through the storm.
What do
And
commit look
like
like,
you said, not
Leo?
every
What do commitment look like?
commitment to me is if you see a lot of people will say if you say something, do it, but really maximize what you can, everything that you have in you to complete the task. If they're telling you, for example, if there's a system, follow it to the T because the system was created for you to succeed. You can't go into McDonald's and wrap the buns before you cook the meat. That's not part of their system. And I feel that a lot of insurance agents, including myself, I tried to put the carriage in front of the horses. It's like, oh, I know how to do this. Boom, I want to go and do this by myself. And then it's like, oh, damn, I forgot to do this. So now I have to backpedal and restart to do it right. And if you do it right the first time, you will compound that learning and learn faster instead of trying to run and have a microwave mentality, have an oven mentality. Take your time, learn the steps, do them right, but commit to the steps. Don't always try to be an outlier. I prefer to commit to the steps and add what you know as you go because sometimes the system is perfect, but if you add a little salt, it makes it better, right? So at the end of the day, commit to what's in front of you because it's been done before you got there. So if you're going to seek mentorship, why go against the grain? I'm not seeking mentorship for my mentor to tell me, hey, let's say you have to do ABC. Well, I want to do CBA. Why are you seeking mentorship? I mean, if you want to ask why ABC, feel free to ask because sometimes you need some reasoning. Our brain gets stuck. But why do CBA when you're telling you ABC? Your mentor most likely did ABC and got him whatever it is, and you want the same thing because that's why you picked that mentor. So do ABC. Less questions, more movement. Ask why you're moving instead of ask and then wait for the answer and move. Go, start moving, and then say, "Why am I doing this again?" Okay, at least you're moving forward in the direction in which you started. So it sounds like a
So,
long question. I mean, answer, but I think that it's needed.
mhm. So let me ask you, Leo. So what would you say to the person that says, "Hey, look, you know what? Hey, I like your style, Leo. I want you to mentor me, but I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be eating the meat and spitting out the bones. But guess what? What if the bone? How would you handle that?
If the bone is what they need,
They tell you, hey, look, I must eat the meat that you're giving out, Mr. Garcia, the professor. But the bone, I'm going to spit out. I'm going to spit that out. But you know that they need the bone.
I might have to recover that bone with some more meat until they accidentally bite the bone and understand the truth of the the truth of the matter is in that situation, I'm gonna tell them what they need. Sometimes, as mentors, we even hold back on just saying the truth. While they're eating the meat, you got to tell them, hey, don't forget to eat the bones. That's really what you need. You really need the bone, and you really have to be insensitive and straight up if you see they don't catch it, because sometimes we don't catch things. I'm being mentored, and sometimes I don't catch it. I just need you to smack me in the face with it, because you're trying to tell me here, 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 and I'm like, okay, I'm done with here. It's like, you forgot to jump. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, you just gotta just say what it is, and stop trying to make the person learn like through programming. Just tell them, and it'll work. I think it's better. Ashwin come out of nowhere with a last question. Ashwin, good job. Thank you for that. I hope that answered your question, Mr. Mark Tarolia. Let's see. What will you answer to a company that wants to recruit you, but when you ask to read their contract, they say no, we can't show you because companies are copying it? Oh, I would say thank you, not interested. If you're not willing to show me what you got, then I'm not. If I can't read it, I ain't doing it. Who would sign a blind contract? That makes no sense.
So, I mean,
Everything in this world is
that's a great answer. I would say, look, if there was a 1925, I, I would take that. I would go for that, because back then you could trust people. You could do a handshake deal, but this is 2025. We could Google and find that contract, and it sounds like you don't have belief, and you was being misled. So either you don't know how to read your contract, or you don't believe in it. So I think we should discover that contract together. I think we should read it together.
Yeah, if you don't show me the contract, you're not gonna do it. Takira says commitment means to stay no matter what happens, even when all expectations fail. You keep going, moving to complete the task at hand. Good, bad, and ugly.
I
Period.
love
Period.
it.
All
I
right.
love it. Now,
Okay, I like that.
how many of you guys on the chat put fire emojis or dynamites on chess pieces if you're committed? Let's see what y'all got. Let's see who's committed.
Let's take it back to Telegram.
They can't find no fire
Oh
emojis on these Facebook apps.
man.
Yes.
And MD Williams, to your answer, Ashwin, not interested. Keep it simple, man.
Absolutely.
Keep it simple. At the end of the day, if they want to recruit you, if somebody really wants to recruit you, they're going to show you whatever you ask. And if whatever the case may be that you're asking for, oh God, you're really getting these things here. You're getting all these little things here. Oh God, what's going on? So at the end of the day, if they're not willing to show you that, what are they hiding? I don't know. I don't want to be with anybody that's not willing to show me anything. It's really simple. I don't understand that kind of concept.
Right.
So, Coach, Mr. Mark Tarolia, kingpin of insurance, down in Miami, MIA, Mr. 305. Where can the people find you? What can they expect next? Please, shameless plug. Floor is yours.
You can find me at iMarco_Tarolia, TIROLIA. Marco Tarolia, MARCKIROLIA. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube, MARCTIROLIA. I'm on Instagram, on LinkedIn. I'm on TikTok. So I'm there. So I'm not hard to find.
Well, this is how they can find you. And what's next? What's next? We see a lot. What's next for you in your next journey? What's coming up next? Tell us something big.
Oh, man. This mastermind that we plan on in New Jersey in the first week of February. So I'm excited for that. Everyone that's on here that's tuned in, you're invited. You're invited. So.
Oh, that's what's next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here.
That's the next big thing I'm working on.
From the kingpin himself, Mr. Mark Tarolia. There's a mastermind coming. So just keep your eye on social media, and you're invited. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to be and sit here with you, friend of the show, Mr. Mark Tarolia. I want to thank all the guests that watch. I want to thank all of you that like, share, and subscribe after this repost. You can also hit that QR right there if you like to like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and stay tuned for what's coming up next. We got more friends of the show, more guests in different industries coming on to help all you entrepreneurs. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege. And until next time, be blessed.